Hello and welcome to Level Up Your Talents Abroad, a series of inspiring interviews of expats where we uncover through their stories what talents they have developed. We are exploring the behind the scene because too often we only see the end result of an expatriation, but we miss out on the process, what it really takes to get where they are today. So they will share with us the up and the downs, the bold decisions, their challenges, and what they learned on the way. It's been like 20 years that I'm living abroad, and I've never met an expat who told me it was easy. If you keep the big picture of that experience, the move itself is such a tiny part, right? What's important is what comes after. And that very often we are not well prepared for that. And we go through a big emotional roller coaster. So if you want to get better equipped for this journey abroad, visit the website Expat Coaching Corner. I design an online program with on-demand videos, super flexible, just for you to equip you better for this ride. So the link is in the description. I'm your host, 𝗂'𝘃𝗲. Now let's dive in. So today we have the pleasure of welcoming Marina to this series. Hi, Marina.
Hi, Anne.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
We are thrilled to have you here today with us. Thank you so much for your time and to share also your story with us. I'm excited to start this interview with you. So first, to give some context to our listeners, could you please tell us, how did you move to Spain? How did that story happen?
So in 2022, we took a bold leap as a family and moved to Barcelona. We left behind our jobs, our home in Paris, and our entire social circle without any financial security or any job, anything waiting for us here. It was really a big risk, but we knew we wanted a life that aligned with our values and aspirations. So yeah, we left everything behind and came to Barcelona. And that's also where when I made a major shift in my career.
Mm-hmm.
As after years as an international sales leader, I decided to combine my two biggest passions, business and people, and became a business coach. Today, I help entrepreneurs, executives, and leaders create meaningful impact and build success that feels both ambitious and fulfilling.
You decided as a family to say, okay, let's go to Barcelona. I mean, it's not like moving by yourself when you're a student and you just have your own self to take care of. You have here the whole family. So definitely as a mother, you have a more stressful situation here, right? And
Definitely.
so the question is, what was the thinking process you had with your partner to make the decision? Because I'm sure there's many people listening to us that they are thinking, oh my God, I have the family and everything. I would never do that jump with no job secured. So can you tell us more about that?
Basically, for us, moving abroad wasn't about chasing a career opportunity. It was about designing a life that we truly wanted, aligned with our values. So we wanted our children to grow up surrounded by different cultures, languages. We wanted a lifestyle where nature, sports, and also well-being were a central part of our daily lives. Also, we wanted to stay close to our families, so we didn't want to go like very far away to maintain those family ties. And so it wasn't just a move; it was really a decision to create the life we truly wanted, to make sure that we were aligned. And my husband and I wrote down our individual dreams on paper, concretely, like we took a piece of paper and we just wrote the dreams individually. And then we brought everything together, reflected on, what truly mattered for us, and removed any external pressures, limiting beliefs, everything that might held us back. And then the first step was that he started from Paris to look for a job opportunity, but it never came really. So as we trusted we would make it at some point, then we took action because you only live once. So, yeah, then it's just a question of just 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 go and you'll see what happened.
You have to believe,
Yeah, you
right?
have to believe. You have to trust yourself.
Believe and
Yeah.
to make it happen. So I imagine you land into the country, the four of you. How did you start this new life? Like, how did it look like? Can you paint the first week for us, for example?
I don't even remember about the first week, but I think the first 6 months were really focused on three things: helping our children integrate, um, building social connections, which was really important for us, and also, of course, establishing our own professional path, which was crucial to have revenue, as we didn't have, like, moving here. So it was basically the first 6 months were really about meeting people, um, for Guillaume's job, for my activity, and also creating a sense of belonging and adapting to our new way of life. The language was difficult, so because I didn't speak Spanish before coming, and my kids neither. Guillaume a little bit. It was he studied it before, but yeah, it was really about integrating.
Yeah, I can imagine without speaking the language.
Yeah.
Definitely a bold decision. So, what is because I guess like you were imagining your life in Spain and how it would be, and we can't help it. Like we all we see the sun, the beach when we think about Spain and like good food. That's what we see. But the first 6 months, actually, how was the reality check? The gap between what you have imagined and what life was really about. Can you share with us this gap?
To be honest, the first 6 months were incredible. We were like, it was the dream, but it was also because we decided to come like this without nothing, and so we had time in our head where we could settle. And this was 6 months, and then the reality come back, and so we really thought we would settle in quickly, but the reality came back after that, and I can say now that 2.5 years in, we are only now starting to feel truly grounded, because the biggest challenge for us was the constant waves of change. My husband, for example, changed job 5 times in 2 years and a half. Um, our children also went through their own ups and downs. I was building my own business from scratch while navigating all these transitions. So, I think it was real challenge, and for on a long-term period, because 2.5 years is not only 6 months. And had we faced the same challenges in France, it would have been easier because we had familiar systems, safety nets, established networks also to help us, but abroad, I think really everything required more effort, more resilience, more adaptability. Moving abroad isn't just logistical; it's a deep mindset shift. So the key isn't avoiding challenges, it's learning how to navigate them with clarity and confidence.
No, that's true. And what you say about the 6 months, that's what we always think, like it's going to be 6 months, that's it. But actually, this is where time shouldn't feel a constraint, but time is a resources.
Mm,
It's a tool we need to use in order to
absolutely.
the time to adapt. So
Yeah.
2 years and a half, and now you feel like more stable in a routine, right?
Just now, actually. Yeah.
What challenges specifically caught you off guard over over the years?
I think the cost of living, and everyone you will interview about Barcelona will say that. I think we really underestimated it, and it required us to adapt quickly. I think hidden expenses mostly, things that were maybe covered or much more affordable in France, suddenly became significant for us, and that was a real lesson on financial adaptability. And so from healthcare to education, everyday services, I mean, we had to account expenses that we never really considered, that I mean, in that extent.
It's important to talk with people before leaving to know the cost of living, because in one of the previous interview, there is also Floria, when she moved to Switzerland, she had the same learning curve. We're gonna
Yeah,
call it learning curve, and say, oh my God, this is not what we were expecting. And that can be stressful.
yeah, it is.
On the flip side, what were some pleasant surprise about the life in Barcelona?
I think here you have a very strong and organized, I mean, incredibly supportive French community. And here, I mean, that was a wonderful surprise. Um, from welcome breakfast to neighborhood like mentors, there is a real sense of connection, I think. And while other expat networks, I mean, it exists, but many are paid services. But here, the community really thrive on genuine support and solidarity. So that was really incredible energy, and very nice to have this community to welcome us, and really give us some advice and help us integrate.
You say it's organized. How it's organized?
I don't know, you come here and everyone is telling you that there is a breakfast, welcome breakfast from in one of the private apartment here, and you go there and it's like um, amazing. You have all the French community, like you have the baker, from a French baker coming, and it's free, and everyone is talking to you about the services you can find, like all the like the tips. um, you can ask any question to anyone. There are also neighborhood mentors with groups only like reserved to the new arrivals, and
Welcoming people, like
with
people
yeah,
welcoming you.
welcoming you. And there are activities programmed during the first year to also meet new people, and find, yeah, it's amazing. I've never seen that anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, there's some welcoming expat. There's some people taking the lead, and it's not paid, and they're doing that because they like to meet new people, basically.
Yeah.
I had that in New Jersey,
Yeah.
but that level of organization, no,
No.
no, we didn't have that. That's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's great. That's really
Yeah.
great, because if you're moving to Barcelona and you know you have that type of support and gathering, so you don't stay alone, you can ask the questions, and also networking,
Yeah.
meet the people, and so that's a great
Yeah.
network is so important. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, so now let's talk about that cultural differences. How do you experience cultural differences on your like daily life?
I think that time here feels different. I mean, Different than Paris, definitely. Like meals, social interactions, even business meetings are approached with a greater sense of presence, and it's really contrasting with what I knew from Paris. You know, that the productivity-driven mindset I was used there, and like it's less stressful, basically. But that being said, I think when it comes to our kids' routine, for instance, I choose to stick with to French meal and bedtime schedules because here, I mean, children can go to bed at like 11 or even even later. There is also the sports connection, the nature of sports here. For instance, playing paddle tennis, you know, isn't just about competition or whatever. It's also about connection. So grabbing a 𝗂𝘃𝗃𝗏, like a beer at 10 a.m. on a Saturday after a match is part of the experience, you know. So yeah, it's less stressful. Life is time feels different, and also sport is a very nice social. You make nice social connections there.
Okay, so it's easy to meet people
It's easy,
through
yeah,
sports.
yeah.
And what nationalities are you interacting with?
Every nationalities. We are. I live in 𝗂𝘃𝗃𝗏, which is a neighborhood with all the international schools. So we have Italian, American, local people. Yeah, you have all nationalities.
Looking back on this experience, on this big life choice you have made,
Yeah,
is there anything you would have done differently?
probably I would have anticipated more the financial aspects because that was a major stress.
Yeah, can
But in the end, you know, yeah,
it
you
all
I
worked
learned.
out.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
all worked out.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't
I always
we didn't go back to Paris and with all our stuff and saying like this is a fail, you know. So yeah, I think if you have the mindset, you will adapt yourself and you will
yeah,
make
I
it.
always say that an expatriation is a fast track on personal development.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
And what did you learn about yourself on this journey?
I learned that I can do hard things and that my intuition also is probably my best guide. Deep inside, we knew that was our choice and that we needed to, you know, be resilient and believe in it and that we will make it.
Nice. So how does learnings influence your decision today?
I've experienced all this, you know, like taking this that much risk and coming here to Barcelona, making our dreams come true. That's also, you know, inspiring for my kids, and that's how I raise them now. I mean, and as I'm trying to be a role model, you know, like it's like, and also that's how I taking that level of risk is also inspiring for my clients, and that's how I coach today. So you know, like I think that experience is a major like um,
Major shift in your life
shift
and how
in
you
my
see
life.
and
Yeah,
how you see
yeah,
things.
definitely, definitely.
Very nice. So to wrap up this interview, I'm asking that question to everyone. Imagine now that your best friend is moving to Barcelona. What would be the three pieces of advice you would give to her and him or them if they come as a family?
I won't give three, always more, but I will be quick.
Okay.
uh, First, get clear on your why, because the clearer you are on your motivations, the easier it is to navigate the ups and downs of living abroad and going abroad, you know. Then prepare and gather information, even on financial aspects. Visit beforehand, talk to as many people as possible, even of the hardest things they experienced, and research, really research everything. Then recognize and manage stress, very important. A big move is high on a stress scale, so knowing the emotional phases can help. Um, then adopt an open and growth mindset. That is the key to really embrace differences, be patient, um, allow time for adaptation. Also build the support system early, because you maybe won't have the chance I had with this French community and everything here. So build a support system early, find communities, find mentors, find friends who can guide and support you during your, integration. You don't have to do it alone. I would say to stay flexible and adapt yourself, because it will never go as planned, never. And that's okay. That's okay. Growth happens in those moments
Yeah,
when you have to adapt yourself and reinvent everything, you know.
yeah,
And finally, I think that every decision comes with prices and sacrifices. So if you're conscious about the sacrifices, it will be easier to adapt to the sacrifices also.
you gave a lot of great advice. Indeed, like be staying adaptable, growth mindset, be clear on your why, definitely so important, because it really, really helps you to navigate the ups and downs. And I've never met an expat who told me it was easy. So definitely you will have the ups and the downs. And
Yeah.
you're right, better have them with people around you, because having the ups and downs alone is a lot harder. Thank you so much, Marina,
Thank you so much.
for sharing your journey and all these insights with us.
Thanks
Uh,
for listening.
And to our listeners, we hope that this conversation is inspiring for you and that you find value in it. Don't forget to register to our live Q&A session. The link is below in the description, and also follow us on our LinkedIn page. All the links are in the description. Thank you, Marina, and I
Thank
wish you
you.
a great day. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.